Hello friends, welcome to the channel. Today we will cover a poetry by Ezra Pound, the very famous Imagist poet. Hugh Selwyn Mauberley. This is very important poetry to understand the life and concepts of Ezra Pound as well as for this subject MEG06 IGNOU. Let us go through this video and try to understand him and his viewpoints in this poetry. Hugh Selwyn Mauberley, doesn't it seem little unusual? Yes, it is, and we will know why this name has been given to this poetry. And we are not going much for the introduction of this writer here in this video. There is a separate video. I'll attach the end screen of this video with the introduction of Ezra Pound as well as will give you the link in description. तो Ezra Pound के बारे में जरूर जानिए, connected video को जरूर देखिए. पहले तो जानते हैं पोइट्री है क्या, कब पब्लिश हुई थी. पब्लिशिंग ईयर्स आपको हमेशा याद होने चाहिए. द पब्लिशिंग ईयर ऑफ द पर्टिकुलर टेक्स्ट दैट इज इन योर एग्जाम प्लस द बर्थ ईयर एंड डेथ ईयर ऑफ द राइटर और द पोएट. ये दो चीजें आप जरूर याद रखेंगे अपने एग्जाम्स के लिए. दिस इज अ लॉन्ग पोएम बाय अमेरिकन बॉर्न मॉडर्निस्ट पोएट एजरा पाउंड 1885 to 1972. Ezra Pound was an American modernist. Modernism के क्या क्या features हैं that also you should know. और कुछ other writers जैसे कि T.S. Eliot and W.B. Yeats वो भी modernists की category में आते हैं. Pound uses two different personas in the poem to talk about the first 12 years of his work, which were dominated by aesthetic and literary concerns. So this is kind of an autobiographical poetry जिसके दो parts हैं और दोनों ही parts में he adopts different personalities and talks about his work and all the literary concerns of the whole literary trend. Let us know why this Selwyn word has been given. Although it seems like a fictitious name of someone just like that who is giving the viewpoints about the poetry, the poetic world, the creative world. This poetry many a times is compared with T.S. Eliot's Prologue poetry, जिसमें एक character create किया गया था और उस character के through the writer was speaking about himself. Same is the format of this poetry. A character is created and people say the name Selwyn might be a tribute to the English poet Selwyn Image, who Pound actually designates as one of the good guys of modern literature. उनके कुछ created art pieces आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पर. Selwyn was an important British artist, designer, writer and poet associated with art and crafts movement. So most probably this poetry is dedicated to Selwyn. Modernism का एक सबसे important feature है all the poets talk about at least the First World War. This poetry also takes us to World War I, the devastation of the early 20th century, and demonstrates how it affected the creative world. How will any war affect the creative world? जब वॉर होती है तो we run for the basic daily needs, food, clothing and shelter. Who will go for a painting, a poetry or something like that which is artistic, not that much needed to survive. तो जब भी कोई भी devastation होता है तो people look for survival rather than being creative. इसी वजह से arts पर adverse impact होता है. The poem then moves on to 5 poems told from the perspective of a second alter ego after an envoy or send-off. उसके बाद poetry वर्ल्ड वॉर के इम्पैक्ट्स बताने के बाद पोएट्री एक डिफरेंट टर्न, डिफरेंट ट्विस्ट लेती है and then we get to see a set of 5 poetries told from the perspective of a second alter ego. Pound ने अपने आप को EP present किया. EP you can easily understand the acronym of Ezra Pound. EP in the first part of the poem, a conventional turn of the century art lover, and then as Mauberley in the second, a different kind of art lover. फर्स्ट पार्ट में उन्होंने अपने आप को ईपी की तरह रिप्रेजेंट किया और सेकंड पार्ट में अपने आप को इस टाइटुलर कैरेक्टर की तरह रिप्रेजेंट किया. दिस टाइटुलर कैरेक्टर इज एन आर्ट लवर. So EP and Mauberley are both manifestations of Pound's own personality. अलग अलग टाइम पीरियड में किस तरीके से आर्ट के लिए डिफरेंट व्यू पॉइंट्स रहे एजरा पाउंड के, those व्यू पॉइंट्स आर टोल्ड इन दिस पोएट्री. Let us go to understand part 1. In part 1, the writer-author Ezra Pound criticizes creators and publishers. Let us see why. For prioritizing business over craft. There are few people who are true artists, and they will never ever want to be professional. Specifically, who are creators by heart, very creative person, and art just comes to them like blood and body. So he says कि there are few publishers जो कि business को prioritize करना चाहते हैं over craft. He accomplishes this by fabricating a dialogue between his alter ego and a best-selling author who is only interested in the feedback on his writing. According to Ezra Pound, if somebody is a true writer, that writer will just write by heart and will not look what people think about him or her. But he is saying that there is a best-selling author who is very eager to know the feedback of his writing. This encapsulates one of Pound's central messages. क्या है ये central messages? ये central message ही यही है कि he wants to say कि artists should concentrate on art, craft and creativity rather than prioritizing business. So, because of immoral impulses, mass culture will never be able to produce great art. Immoral impulses, according to him, is being too much practical and profession and be of business minded. If all the artists will keep a business mind, mass culture will never be able to produce great art. Then we need to move to part 2. Hugh Selwyn Mauberley, who serves as the poem's titular character and can still be used to refer to Pound himself, is first introduced in the second half. तो सबसे पहले हमारी पोएट्री ईपी नाम के एक स्पीकर के थ्रू हमें पता चलती है, उसके बाद हमारे इस टाइटुलर कैरेक्टर के थ्रू इन पार्ट 2. Despite Mauberley's efforts to improve his poetry, society unhappily ignores him. This is a time period when society, as I told you, because of the devastation created by World War I, was not giving too much concentration to artists or artistic products. Mauberley's attempts at romance are unsuccessful because he can see beauty but cannot act quickly enough to grab it. Mauberley talented तो बहुत है but spontaneous नहीं है. He eventually retires to the Pacific Islands where he dies. So slowly and steadily he gives up his art and artistic persona and retires to Pacific Islands in search of some eternal peace where he dies. Following the completion of his poetry, Pound departed for Paris. तो कहीं ना कहीं एजरा पाउंड का खुद का पर्सोना नजर आया इस पोएट्री को लिखने के बाद. एजरा पाउंड भी रियलिटी में पेरिस चले गए थे and shortly after that Italy, where his perspective on his position as a poet underwent significant transformation. कोई भी पर्सन हमेशा एक जैसा नहीं होता, इवन इफ इट इज द आर्टिस्ट. उनकी आर्ट्स में भी इम्प्रोवाइजेशन और चेंजेस आते रहते हैं, समथिंग व्हिच हैपेंड विद एजरा पाउंड टू. Around 1920 he began to focus on writing the cantos. Cantos बहुत famous है उनके, and on politics and economics, shifting the focus of his work away from aesthetics. So he stopped writing only for the purpose of the beauty of art, but he started writing on politics and economics. Pound's Hugh Selwyn Mauberley is not only his final goodbye to London but also to his former self, who used to be extremely creative. I was telling you this is compared many a times with Prufrock, J. Alfred Prufrock, created by Ezra Pound's very best friend T.S. Eliot. Alfred Prufrock in Hugh Selwyn Mauberley is significant partly because it reflects Pound's admiration for Eliot's poem. इज़रा पाउंड ने खुद ही बहुत बार बहुत इंटरव्यूज में बताया कि माई दिस पोएट्री एंड दिस फिक्टिशियस कैरेक्टर टुक इंस्पिरेशन फ्रॉम Prufrock of Eliot. Pound once told a correspondent, I am no more Mauberley than Eliot is Prufrock. That means कि मैंने इंस्पायर होने की कोशिश तो की, लेकिन जितना एलियट ने जितनी आर्टिस्टिक तरीके से Prufrock कैरेक्टर को क्रिएट किया, आई कुड नॉट क्रिएट Mauberley दैट वे. Mauberley is near the surface. Still, I can say Pound's dedication to this poem indicates it is an ode for choice of his own tomb. ऐसा लग रहा है कि अपने बारे में बहुत कुछ बताना चाह रहे हैं, जैसे कि अपना tomb उन्होंने क्रिएट कर लिया. And like Pound, who was born in Idaho, Mauberley is an American born in half-savage country. As an alter ego, Mauberley most likely represents a former self who failed by setting himself the unachievable goals, so-called unachievable goals, I'll say. जिस तरीके से maybe Ezra Pound could not achieve that status or that kind of creative persona which he wanted to. Mauberley also got retired early, and the same way was the life of Ezra Pound. It is an alter ego. I'll again say Mauberley most likely represents a former self of Ezra Pound. Ezra Pound who thinks he failed by setting himself the unachievable goals. And that is why he say कि he was involved in dead art of poetry. एजरा पाउंड ने इसी पोएट्री में एक बार कहा कि he was involved in dead art of poetry. कहीं ना कहीं उनका एक disdain फील होता है हमें आर्ट और आर्टिस्टिक वर्ल्ड के लिए, maybe because of some better experience that he got. I hope you liked the video. Please share and subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that you get notification of updates. Thanks for watching. Best of luck for exams. You may join the channel to cover many important aspects of literature, and you may join our online live classes as well. The link for the query has been given in description. Once again, thanks for watching. Best of luck for exams.